What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about a rookie mistake that I made regarding 90% junk constitutional silver coins. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts. You can watch Sunday's video right now if you want to, and I just posted a brand new vlog. And of course, don't forget to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer one friend by the end of the month, and they're going to give you 10 free stocks for the referral. Refer 3 friends by the end of the month, and they're going to give you 1 to 15 free shares of Apple. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Saturday, June 18th, 2022. Believe it or not, it is still Tuesday the 14th, 2022. As I'm filming the video, and not only that, it's 5:30 in the morning. Been up since 4 a.m. filming videos, whatever it takes. But being that I'm filming the video multiple days in advance, I have no idea what the spot price of silver or gold will be by the time the video comes out. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. Alright, so in today's video, I wanted to really laser in on and focus on 90% junk constitutional silver. I'm going to be really focusing on Washington quarters, not for any particular reason. It's just the fact that I have more Washington quarters than any other 90% silver coin. But over there to the right, you can see that we have some Walking Liberty half dollars, we have some Roosevelt dimes, and I have even more 90% silver right over here out of frame, and obviously I have even more than that locked away and stored away that I don't even have access to at the moment. But I wanted to talk about 90% silver today because there was a rookie mistake that I had made early on when it comes to stacking. Now, for those of you who don't know, I started at the very end of 2017. I was picking up some random generic silver rounds, just all different designs. I didn't know what I was really going to get. I would go to the coin shop, I'd pick up some random rounds. I'd go online at the time because back then I used to actually pick up silver online. Now I try my absolute hardest to not do that. Hashtag support your LCS. If you don't want anybody knowing what that stands for, let them know it stands for locally canned soup, t-shirts and hoodies in the DYDSS store. Link in the description. But back then, I was just going after generic silver rounds. Didn't take me very long to graduate on over to pure silver coins, so I spent the rest of 2018, after focusing on rounds for probably about the first half of 2018, I spent the second half of 2018 focusing on mainly American Silver Eagles for the most part. I would still pick up some generic silver rounds, but I was really dialed in on Silver Eagles, and second in command, Canadian Maple Leafs. Those were my two main focal points at the time when it came to stacking. And back then, I would do live streams here on YouTube. Now I do live streams in the VIP Club. I encourage you to join if you want to tune into some live events. But back then, I would do live streams on YouTube like all the time, and I remember receiving comments on my videos or people talking in the live chat just saying that I should get some 90%. And at the time, my response was no. I didn't like 90%. It's not that I didn't like 90%. I just, for whatever reason, that lower level of purity kind of bothered me. I didn't really like the idea of stacking something that wasn't pure silver, 3 nines or 4 nines fine, pure silver. For whatever reason, I mean, now, in the middle of 2022, I can confidently say that silver of any level of purity is silver. Quite literally, it doesn't matter. But back then, for whatever reason, it mattered to me. I thought that it mattered, and that was just, I guess it was just a personal preference thing. I just didn't like the fact that it was only 90% silver, for whatever reason. And also, not for nothing, I thought it was boring because everything that you see on screen right here, all of these quarters, This just, to me at the time, it just looked like pocket change. I was like, man, I went my entire life having quarters in my pocket. I know these are technically made out of silver, but for whatever reason, I just didn't get enthusiastic or jazzed up about 90% like I did about Silver Eagles or generic rounds or Maple Leafs or even Sunshine Bars or Philharmonics or Krugerrands or whatever. I like that pure silver, and that's what I was focusing on. Then in 2019, even though I really still didn't care for 90%, I decided in 2019, I was like, all right, this is going to be the year of diversification for me. I don't like 90%. I'm not really into it, but I'm going to start stacking it on a regular basis anyway. Every time I pick up silver, I don't care if it's an ounce of silver. I don't care if it's 20 ounces of silver. Every time I pick up silver from the local coin shop, or if I'm placing an order online, I'm going to make sure to throw in at least $1 face value of 90% junk constitutional silver with my order. And that's what I did the entire year of 2019. And I don't even know how much I was able to get, but over the course of that year, just by picking up at least 4 quarters or 2 half-dollars or 10 dimes at a time, it really added up, considering I was stopping by the local coin shop like probably every 2 weeks. Back then, I was still picking up silver online, so maybe once a month or maybe even twice a month I would order silver online. So I know it doesn't sound like very much, but that's at the very least about $4 face value a month, on top of all the other silver that I was getting. I know $4 face value of 90% doesn't sound like very much, and it's not. It's definitely not. But that's not what my focus was on. I was getting a little bit of 90% silver on the side. But that added up. And it continues to add up over time. And in 2019, I was just doing it for diversification. Again, the rookie mistake was not really getting into it in the first place. I should have been stacking a little bit of 90% on the side from the very beginning. But I went over a year not going after it just because I guess I was nitpicking over that level of purity. That right there was my rookie mistake. But in 2019, when I started to integrate the 90%, I still wasn't too into it. I was doing it just because I figured, I was like, you know what, it's probably a smart thing to do. It's not really what I want to be doing, but it's probably what I should be doing. And over the course of 2019, it started to grow on me a little. It still wasn't my thing, but there was definitely something that I realized. And that would be the power of fractional silver. Never even crossed my mind that a Washington quarter is pretty much 1/6 of a troy ounce. A Roosevelt dime is, approximately 1/14 of a troy ounce. A half-dollar is approximately 1/3 of a troy ounce. Never even crossed my mind that I could utilize it as fractional silver. And I think the main reason for that was because silver was so cheap at the time, there was really no need for fractional silver. Back then, you can get your hands on a full troy ounce of silver for $20 or less. Spot price was, $13, $14. We were able to get an ounce of silver for probably $15, $16. Spot price was $18. We were probably able to get an ounce of silver for about $20. For years, that was the case. For years, that was the norm. And back then, we were able to get 90% silver for incredibly cheap. I don't even remember how much it was at the time. I remember seeing certain online stores offering it for like 12 times face, which is crazy to think about, especially nowadays. Imagine getting 90% silver for 12 times face today. $12 for 4 silver quarters. Those were the days. I guess you could say that was my rookie mistake, not capitalizing on 90% earlier, or not understanding the power of 90% earlier. Fractional silver, like I said, there was no real need for fractional silver because of how cheap it was back then and premiums barely existed. But on top of that, the ability to be recognized. Constitutional silver coins. What's funny about 90% American silver coins is how in demand they are in other countries as well. Canada, for example, really every country. Every country that understands silver, any country that people are stacking in, they're stacking 90%. Whether they're from the US or not, whether they've even visited the US or not, because they understand the power behind those 90% silver coins. And on top of that, diversification is never a bad thing. The importance of having different denominations of silver. Like I said, with the 90%, if you go with the silver dimes, you can go as low as 1/14 of a troy ounce of silver, just like you can go for a 20-ounce bar or a kilo bar or a 50-ounce bar. The large denominations and the small denominations, they all have their pros and their cons. But if you're stacking both, each one's pros kind of cancel out the other one's cons. And that's kind of what I like about it. So when it comes to 90%, like I said, didn't know anything about it in 2017, didn't care for it in 2018, 2019 still wasn't my thing, but that was the year I started to integrate it into the stack. Then 2020 happened, and for the first 2 months, I was just doing the same thing I was doing in 2019. I didn't change up my stacking strategy. 2019 going into 2020, I remember saying to myself, this year is going to be just like last year. There's going to be nothing different about 2019 versus 2020. It'll just be the same thing. I'll do the same thing. Nothing in the world will change. Little did I know, the whole world would get flipped upside down. And when that happened, my ability to acquire silver kind of came to an abrupt halt, somewhat. That's because my local coin shop closed down temporarily, but it was most of the year. A lot of the online precious metal dealing websites, they increased minimum orders, or actually they set minimum orders. A lot of them didn't have that. A lot of them you could order as little as you want. It was $99 to get free shipping, but you could order less than that, you just got to pay shipping. Then all of a sudden it turned into being required to place at the very least $199 worth or $299 worth minimum order. And premiums went through the roof. Spot price tanked, and then it worked its way back up, and then it just kept on climbing and climbing and climbing. So all of a sudden, blink of an eye, silver went from being the easiest thing in the world to get your hands on to something that you had to, you had to almost like run an obstacle course just to get a little bit of silver, especially at the beginning of 2020. And with premiums on the rise, I remember doing everything in my power to look for cheap silver. And unfortunately, my coin shop was closed, so I had to resort to ordering a bunch of silver online. So I was looking all over the place. I went through like pages upon pages upon pages on eBay looking for sellers that just aren't really on the radar. Good sellers, reputable sellers, ones with 4.5 to 5-star ratings, hundreds, potentially thousands of successful transactions, but for whatever reason, just not the ones that pop up immediately when you search for something. I was going through the deep pages of eBay, and I had noticed something. I had noticed that, for whatever reason, the premiums on 90% weren't climbing nearly as fast as the premiums on everything else, especially the Silver Eagle, which, remember, at the time, was the base of my stack. That's what I wanted to be stacking. That was my favorite coin. That was my number one priority. Silver Eagles. Everything else came second. Now all of a sudden Silver Eagles had $10, $15 premiums when they used to have a $1.50 premium. So I was basically cut off when it came to Silver Eagles. And I was just basically desperately looking for something. I was like, man, what can I get? Generic rounds, maple leaves, what am I going after? And I had noticed that the premiums on 90% at the very beginning hadn't really moved all that much. And I don't know exactly why this was. My interpretation was that all of the people out there who didn't really know very much about silver probably didn't have an understanding of what 90% silver even was. I think a lot of people were going after pure silver, just blocks of silver, or the most popular silver coins out there, like Silver Eagles, for example. I don't think a lot of people that weren't previously involved in precious metals even understood what 90% even was. So I think 90% was kind of off the radar of most people. And I think the people that were already stacking silver, I think they were frantically looking for ways to get their hands on more of what they were already stacking. And most of them were probably doing what I was doing, going after pure silver, coins, rounds, and bars. Maybe a little bit of 90% on the side, but I don't think 90% was nearly as sought after, especially during the crazy silver hype, as pure silver at the time. And nobody was talking about 90% either. I'd been making videos about silver since 2017. There we were in 2020. I was still making videos about silver, and I had noticed that nobody seemed to be posting any videos about 90% silver. I wasn't receiving many comments about 90% silver. It just seemed to be kind of forgotten for whatever reason. So I took action. I said, hey, 90% silver, it's not my thing, but you know what? It's silver. And silver is my thing. So maybe something's just not clicking here. Maybe this is just what I should be focusing on. So I got right to it. Started focusing on the 90% and just started building it up. And, like I said, unfortunately, I had to order a bunch of silver online that year, but because I didn't really have a choice to get it anywhere else. But I was almost all in on 90%. I made a couple of exceptions. I got a 10-ounce bar at spot. Technically, I got it below spot. I got that silver Kraken that you see on screen right there. I got a couple of other random rounds and bars, but for the most part, in 2020, I would say more than 90% of the silver that I picked up was 90% silver. Almost all of it, with the exception of just a few pieces. And that was the year that, I realized, I was like, now's not the time to be picky. It's probably foolish to be picky during these times. And especially considering that 90% silver wasn't carrying that crazy premium just yet. Don't worry. That premium went up eventually when people started catching on to the fact that they could be focusing on 90% at this time. But I was already ahead of the game. That's what I was doing in the first quarter of the year. And even more so, April, May, and June, the second quarter of the year. That's when I really started picking up as much 90% as I could. As many Mercury dimes as I could find. Roosevelt dimes, I didn't care. Washington quarters, that was the most frequent coin I would be able to stumble upon. I didn't get a whole lot of half dollars that year, but I did get some. And I got some pure silver as well. But for the most part, 90% Washington quarters. When just a few years earlier, my rookie mistake was just completely neglecting 90%. I didn't like it, didn't care for it. Doesn't have the purity of silver that I'm looking for. It's boring. These are just the things that I was saying. Now I realize boring a lot of the time is better. Boring a lot of the time is the best. And that goes for a lot of different things. When it goes for stacking, when it goes for investing, boring a lot of the time works so much better. Might be slower. It might be that slow and steady wins the race type of thing. It might not be anything overly exciting or exhilarating to, invest in or to stack or whatever, but a lot of the time it works out so much better. And again, that was 2020 that I started focusing on 90%. I went the entire year of 2021 focusing on 90%. I made a couple of exceptions for, a couple pieces, but for the most part, I was dialed in on 90%, almost exclusively. Now here we are halfway into 2022, And I've been doing the same thing. In fact, I don't even know if I picked up anything that wasn't 90% this year. Maybe I'm just not remembering, but I'm pretty sure the only silver I've gotten this year has been 90%. So it's funny how originally I wanted nothing to do with it, and then it turned into me saying, yeah, you know what, I'll force myself to stack 90% just for diversification. Then it started to grow on me, but it still wasn't my thing, and now, to be honest with you, 90% silver is probably my preference. Now, the premiums are affecting my opinion. If everything would normalize, I will be honest, I would prefer pure silver. 3 nines, 4 nines, fine, if I had to choose. But right now, it doesn't really matter to me. Silver's silver at the end of the day. I no longer care if it's 90%. I no longer care if it's 3 nines fine or 4 nines fine. The question I have is it silver? If the answer is yes, I'll take it, assuming that the premium's fair. That's pretty much the 90% silver story when it comes to, my stacking journey. That is my rookie mistake. Not really understanding it sooner or not integrating it into the stack sooner. Not that I really missed out on very much, because I started integrating in 2019, a year before premiums went wacky, so I got a solid year out of it. But in hindsight, I should have been stacking it at least a little bit on the side from the very beginning, because now I understand the power of 90%. And not for nothing, it's still not the time to be picky. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. What are your thoughts on 90% silver? Is it what you prefer? There are a lot of people out there who only stack 90%. They don't even like pure silver. There are people out there who are the exact opposite. There are people out there who don't like 90% silver at all. They refuse to stack it. They're all in on pure silver. There are some people who are strategically going 50-50. There are some people who just get whatever they can get their hands on. They don't even keep track if it's 50-50, 90-10, 100-0, 75-25. They just get whatever they can get their hands on at the time, whatever the coin shop has. There are some people who have a personal preference. There are some people who don't. So let me know your thoughts on 90% silver in the comments. I'm very curious. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and a bunch of different designs. A lot of the products are helping us raise some funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. You can watch Sunday's video right now if you want to, and every Saturday morning I post a brand new vlog. I just posted one this morning. You're definitely going to want to go and watch that. And there are a ton of other perks as well. VIP Club link in the description. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Normally it's 2 free stocks, but they bumped it up to 6 for this month only, so capitalize on that while you can. You can deposit any amount, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts, you still get your 6 free stocks. If you refer one friend by the end of the month, Webull's going to give you 10 free stocks for the referral. It's part of their advertising budget. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward their users for helping them build their app with them. And you can do this 10 times, by the way. You refer 10 friends, get 10 free stocks each. That's 100 free random stocks. And of course, if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, Webull's going to give you not only 30 free stocks, 10 per referral, but they're also going to give you 1 to 15 free shares of Apple. Maybe you'll get all 15, it's completely random. Maybe you'll get 10, maybe you'll get 1. Either way, you're walking away a winner because you're still getting something out of it. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. they're free. Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some pure silver, maybe some 90% silver, or even some gold if that's what you want. We will link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? Have you made any rookie mistakes over the years, or potentially over the decades, however long you've been stacking for? Have you made any rookie mistakes? Maybe one of your rookie mistakes was similar to mine, not integrating 90% sooner, not understanding the power of 90%, being able to utilize 90% as essentially fractional silver coins. And also, not for nothing, diversification, having smaller denominations, larger denominations, different levels of purity, and of course, the ability to be recognized. These coins are, in demand all over the planet. Let me know your thoughts on 90% silver in the comments section down below, along with how much you really focus on it. Is that all you stack? Do you refuse to stack it? Maybe you go about 50-50, or maybe you just pick it up whenever there's an opportunity to pick it up. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.